You Muslim. That's all. And the practice of a Muslim is based upon the principles of truth and justice and equality and dealing with all human beings. Now, I'm not saying to you be a punk neither. You don't have to be a thug to get respect. And you don't have to walk around being scared. As a Muslim, we're taught to defend ourselves. I'm not saying to you to be in the American society and let some kid walk up to you and because you're a Muslim now, he think you're scared, smack your glasses off you and take your money out your pocket. No. You don't let nobody put their hands on you and you don't let nobody take your money from you. You stand up for what's yours. Because there comes a time in all of our lives that we may have to fight. But a Muslim in this day and time, brothers, you have to study the religion of Islam and make that your primary focus. Videos and music and games and all kinds of forms of entertainment, it has damaged the minds of young America today. Black, white, rich, or poor. The TV is so powerful. The computer is so powerful. Brothers, do you know that with computers right now on the internet, you can download anything? You know that, right? So that means right now, what's the holiest city in the world to the Muslims? I can't hear you. Mecca. That means right now a kid in Mecca who's memorizing Quran can go on the internet, type in the word sex, and download pornography. Isn't that disgraceful to be able to have that kind of stuff in the homes of the home of Islam? But that's the goal of the enemy. The goal of the enemy forces is not to destroy your parents. They don't care nothing about your parents. They want you. Because if they can destroy you, they can guarantee that their children will control your children in the future. You brothers got to study. You see, you have to study how you became part of the American society. If your mother or father's a doctor, lawyer, engineer, you have to study from whatever country your parents have come from. You have to study how the British, the French, the Portuguese, and the Italians, how they devastated the world of Islam, and they chose among the chosen few in the Muslim community to give them education, ultimately have them deported into a Western society so that they can create in the minds of the children of those foreigners the love for the life of the kuffar, and hoping that later on we would go back to our homelands and bring the filth that we pick up in Western culture, bring it back home and destroy our whole society. And that's what's happening right now. I ask you this question. How many of you listen to rap music? Just be straight up. Raise your hand. All right. What would a boy born in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia who speaks Arabic, what would he need with a Snoop Doggy Dogg tape? What would he need with it? I'm the D.O.G. Snoop Dogg, dog. What would a kid who speaks Arabic in Mecca reading Quran, what would he need with that? What would he need with that? But it's there. What would a kid in Mecca need, or in Jeddah need, in any Muslim country? What would he need with a cassette tape? Born Again, Biggie Smalls. Or Black and Ugly as Ever, Gucci Down to the Socks. What would a Muslim kid need with that? What do you need with it? Or Tupac, California Love. Or DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. What would a Muslim kid need with that? It's real simple. They want, right now, to put it in the minds of all the Muslim kids that the lifestyle of the thug is the ultimate goal of success. To deprive you of the true understanding of your purpose in life so that you would have to go through all of the hell that they go through in order to come back to the true understanding of what life is all about. You notice some of the thugs, if they live long enough, they change their whole life and they go back to who? You ever notice thugs? They go back to God. You ever notice that? After being tough and all that stuff, when they really come to their senses, who do they turn back to? God. Now, I listen to rap music because in listening to the music, I know what's on the minds of young people. And some of the rappers, they're quite smart. They're not dumb. So some of you heard DMX when he said, they got us expecting a war. You heard that song? You heard it, brother, didn't you? He said they got us expecting a war. He said black against white, white against black. But the real fight is what? Say it. Say it. He said they got us expecting a war. White against black, hating black, white hating. He said they got expecting a war. Say it. Follow what? Follow the law of the Lord. That's the real war. See, listen to what he said. They got us expecting a war. Black hating white, white hating black. But the real war is following the law of the Lord. How many of you heard that song? Honestly, DMX is big, isn't he? But look what he said. They fooling you. They got you thinking it's about black against black, white against white, white against black. But the real war is following the law of the Lord. That's the real battle. The real battle is not the battle man against man, but it is the battle of the Spirit. And that is what they want. They want to conquer your soul. And if they can conquer your mind, they conquer your soul. Because your body will follow the thoughts of your mind. So anybody who's been into Christianity, there's a passage in the Bible that says, we fight not against flesh and blood. It's not a war of flesh and blood. We fight against rulers of darkness. Rulers of what? Rulers of darkness. Where are they? Sitting in high places. Principalities and rulers of darkness sitting where? In high places. There are people right now programming your success, and others are programming your failure. Yes. How is it with 1.5 billion Muslims in the world that a kid in Baghdad can't get no medicine? How is that? How is it 1.5 billion Muslims in the world? A Muslim kid cannot find food on his table. How is it with over, they say, 1 million Muslims in New York? 1 million Muslims in New York. And there is not a cultural center built from the ground on up for Muslim youth to cultivate your minds for excellence, that you may become not followers, but leaders of the American society. Where is it at for you? That's why Muslim youth are into thug life. Because within the Muslim community, there is no leadership that teaches them to aspire to greatness and lives an example that they can look up to and see, not hear, but see the life of the Prophet. You ever saw Prophet Muhammad? You ever saw Prophet Muhammad? Have you ever seen Prophet Muhammad? You ever saw Prophet Muhammad, brother? How are you going to see a prophet that's already dead and gone? How can you be inspired unless those who say they love the Prophet live his lifestyle? Because you know what, as young men, you aspire for more than anything? You know why thug lifestyle is attractive? Because it gives the appearance of power. You were created by Allah. This is the last, I want to give you this lesson, I'm finished. You were created by Allah to be with power. He said, Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. I am putting in the earth a ruler. You can't rule if you don't have no power. Am I correct? If you're to have power and be able to rule, you must have authority. You must be able to dictate and see that which is dictated is enforced. If a person says to you that they are the head of their home, the mayor comes and says, I am in charge of this city, and I want these cars moved off the street. How does the mayor make his word a reality? Who does he call? Huh? Police. We call it law enforcement. See, you have no power if you can't enforce it. You know when you got power, if what you say, you can make it a reality. When you were created, Allah already gave you power. But now, there are those who take it away from you. Because the basis of you having power is first a level of consciousness to know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, you can never be who you're supposed to be, because you don't know who you are. The greatest title you can ever have is a Muslim. The best you can ever be where power is concerned is a servant and a slave of the most powerful.